My people, gather close. Put your ears down well. If you were in Lagos that Saturday, you would have heard the laugh before you saw the man. The hall was full. Gold chairs, bright lights, big flowers everywhere. The air smelled of perfume and jollof rice. The cake was 3 floors high. The DJ was playing loud music. Amara stood in front in her white wedding dress. Her dress was shining. Her hands were shaking. Her heart was beating like a drum. Gibim bim. Everyone was waiting for the groom. They were waiting for a big black car. They were waiting for a long line of cars with horns. That is how rich grooms come in Lagos. Then the big door opened. It was not a car, it was a bicycle. Crick, crick, crick. That was the sound. An old bicycle with small rust. The man riding it wore a simple blue shirt. His trousers were clean but not new. His shoes were old. Sweat was on his forehead from riding in the sun. That was Daniel, the groom. For 2 seconds the hall was quiet. You could hear the fan. Then, ha 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 ha, the laugh burst out like water from a burst pipe. Auntie Nkechi shouted, Jesus, na bicycle. Her friend brought out her phone fast fast. Record this one, record am. The bridesmaids wore pink dresses. They covered their faces with their hands. One whispered, Amara has finished us. Toke, Amara's rich friend, laughed so hard her wine spilled. Her boyfriend came with a Benz. She pointed and said, see your husband, Amara. Maybe he will carry you to honeymoon on the back of the bicycle. Uncle Emeka, Amara's father's elder brother, stood up with anger. His face was red like pepper. He marched to Amara and pulled her arm. Amara, are you mad? He shouted. Cancel this wedding now. You want to bring shame to our family. Look at me, look at your mates. They marry men with houses in Lekki. You want to marry a man that cannot even afford Okada? Amara's eyes were full of tears. Not because she was surprised. She knew Daniel would come with his bicycle. She was crying because of the pain. The laugh was not a sweet laugh. It was a laugh to wound, to cut, to kill her joy. Daniel parked his bicycle near the door. He did not run. He walked straight to Amara. He took her hand in his. His hand was strong and warm. He looked at her and said softly, thank you for waiting for me. Amara held his hand tight. Her voice shook, but she said 3 words for everybody to hear. I will marry him. The hall laughed even louder. But my people, to know why a fine, beautiful girl like Amara would choose shame in front of all Lagos, we must go back. We must leave the gold chairs and go back to the small hot room where love first started. Let us go back. Before we go back, tell me in the comments, if you were Amara, would you still marry him after seeing him arrive on a bicycle? Type yes or no. If you are new to my channel, please like this story. Comment where you are listening from. Share your thoughts and don't forget to subscribe and share the story. Let's continue. 3 years before this wedding, Amara was not a bride. She was a hustler. She lived in one small room in Yaba. When sun came, the room was hot like oven. When rain fell, water entered near the window. She sold hair and wigs on Instagram and WhatsApp. Every morning she carried big Ghana must-go bags to the market. Bus conductors would shower her, carry your load well. Customers would price her market from 20,000 to 2,000 and still walk away. Her father was dead. Her mother was sick in the village in Imo State. Every month Amara sent money home. Sometimes she would eat only gari at night so her mother could buy drugs. She was beautiful, yes. But beauty does not pay house rent in Lagos. That was the time she met Daniel. She saw him first at the bus stop. He was always on that same old bicycle. He did not wear gold chain. He did not speak loud grammar. He only smiled small. One heavy rainy day her bag tore on the road. All her wigs fell inside dirty water. People walked past and laughed. See where your girl, they said. Daniel stopped his bicycle. He came down in the rain. He did not laugh. He helped her pick each wig. His shirt got wet. He said only sorry. Rain too much today. The next day he was there again. He helped her tie her load on his bicycle and followed her to the bus stop. He did not ask for money. He did not ask for her number. Slowly, he became her person. When her small generator spoiled and everywhere was dark, Daniel came with his tools. His hands became black with oil, but he fixed it. He said, now you can charge your phone for business. When she had malaria and could not stand up, Daniel bought medicine. He cooked small white rice. He sat on the floor near her bed till she slept. He did not touch her. He just stayed. He never said, I am big man. He never showed off. He listened more than he talked. Amara's friends did not understand. Toke told her, Amara, leave this bicycle man. My boyfriend just bought me iPhone 15. What has Daniel bought you? Her auntie said, marriage is not for love only. Love cannot buy fuel. Marry a man with car, with house. But Amara remembered one thing deep in her heart. When she had 0 naira, Daniel treated her like she was worth the whole world. When she cried, he wiped her tears. When she was hungry, he broke his own bread and gave her half. So one evening under the bridge at Oshodi, with cars honking and traders shouting, Daniel knelt down. He had no big ring box. He opened a piece of tissue paper. Inside was a small, simple silver ring. He said, Amara, I don't have plenty today, but I have a good heart and I will work for you every day. Will you marry me? Amara cried and laughed at the same time. She said, yes, yes, I will. That is why on the wedding day, when the whole hall was laughing at the bicycle, Amara did not run away. She knew the man inside the simple shirt. She wiped her tears. She looked at Uncle Emeka. She looked at Toke. She looked at all the phones recording her shame. And she held Daniel's hand tighter. In her heart, she said, they do not know him like I know him. My people, love is sweet, but public shame is bitter. Amara was tasting both at the same time inside one mouth. She thought the worst thing that day was the laugh. She thought Daniel was just a poor, kind man, and she was choosing love over money. She was wrong. What Amara did not know, what the laughing aunties did not know, what the whole of Lagos did not know was this. The man on the old bicycle was not poor at all. Inside his old pocket was a phone. One call from that phone could buy the whole hall, the hotel, and all the cars outside. Daniel was not riding a bicycle because he had no car. He was riding a bicycle because he was testing a heart. And the test was about to end. But what Amara did not know was that the same bicycle they laughed at would be the key that would open a secret door. And when that door opened, the people laughing the loudest would be the first to kneel and beg. My people, the laugh did not stop. It grew. It spread from table to table like fire in dry grass. The pastor held his Bible tight. He looked at Amara. He looked at Daniel. He did not know if he should start the wedding or stop it. Uncle Emeka grabbed the microphone from the MC. His hand was shaking with anger. Listen to me, everybody, he shouted. I am the head of this family. This wedding will not happen. Amara, you are a fine girl. You went to university. You have a good business. You cannot marry a man who rides bicycle. What will you tell your children? That their father has only 2 legs and 2 tires. The people clapped, not because it was funny, because they loved shame. Toke, Amara's friend, was not clapping. She was holding her phone up, doing a live video. She was smiling big. Guys, see real love, she said to her phone. My bestie is marrying Bicycle Man. Please share this live. It is going viral already. Amara heard it. Her chest hurt. Tears wanted to fall, but she held them. She was not crying because of Daniel's bicycle. She was crying because the people she called family were using her pain to get likes. Daniel did not shout. He did not fight. He just stood there holding Amara's hand. He turned to her, and in the middle of all that noise, he asked her softly, only for her to hear, Amara, are you sure? If you want to walk away now, I will understand. Amara looked at his face. His eyes were calm. Not proud, not scared, just calm. She squeezed his hand. I am sure, she whispered. I chose you before today. I choose you now. Daniel smiled a small smile, a true smile. But my people, to understand why a man would come to his own wedding on a bicycle, we must enter his heart. We must see what his eyes have seen. Daniel was not born poor. His father was a very big man in Lagos. His father built houses, big estates, the kind you see in Lekki and Banana Island. When his father died, Daniel took the company. He made it bigger. He also built a tech company, the kind that makes apps for phones and banks. Daniel had money, plenty money. He had big cars. He had drivers. He had a fine house with a swimming pool. But money brought him pain. The first girl he loved, she loved his car more than him. When he was sick, she did not come. She only asked, when will you buy me a new bag? The second girl told her friends, I don't even like him. I like his alert. Alert means bank money message. His mother, before she died, held his hand and told him, my son, find a wife who will love you when your pocket is empty. If she can love you with nothing, she will stay when you have everything. So Daniel made a plan, a test. He kept his big house locked. He told his workers, if you see me in town, do not call me Ogre. He took his old bicycle from his boys' quarters. He wore simple shirts. He moved to a small flat in Yaba, not far from where Amara sold her wigs. He wanted to see people with clear eyes. Who would greet him when he had nothing to give? For 2 years he rode that bicycle. Big men in traffic would wind down their glass and laugh. Oh, guy, your car spoiled? He would just smile. He saw the real Lagos. He saw how people treat a man with no money. Then he saw Amara. He saw her on that rainy day, crying over her wigs in dirty water. He did not see a fine girl. He saw a kind heart. He watched her for months. She never asked him for money. She never asked, "What car do you drive?" She only asked, "Have you eaten today?" When she was sick, she still prayed for him. When he fixed her generator, she cooked rice and gave him the biggest meat. Daniel knew this was the woman his mother prayed for. So he stayed poor on the outside, not to trick her in a bad way, but to protect his heart. Now back to the wedding hall. Daniel looked at all the laughing faces. He did not see hate. He saw fear and greed. He saw people who measure a man by his shoes. He brought out his old small phone from his pocket. Not the fine iPhone everyone has. A small phone with buttons. He pressed one button and sent one short message. "It is time. Come now." He put the phone back. Uncle Emeka was still shouting on the mic. "Amara, last chance. Leave this boy now, or I will remove my name from your life." Amara's mother was not there. She was sick in the village, but Amara felt alone. Her legs wanted to run, but her heart said stand. She took the microphone from Uncle Emeka. Her voice shook, but it was clear. "Uncle, auntie, my friends, I love you all. But I did not marry you. I am marrying Daniel. When I had nothing, when my shop was empty, when I was sick, you were not there. Daniel was there. He did not have a car, but he had time for me. He did not have money to spray me, but he had strength to carry my load. That is the husband I want." The hall became quiet for 1 second. Then Talk whispered to her live video, "She has lost her mind." Daniel stepped forward. He took the mic gently from Amara. "Thank you," he said. His voice was soft, but everybody heard it because the hall was now quiet. "You see a bicycle. I see a blessing. This bicycle carried me to the woman who loves my soul, not my money. For that I will ride it all my life." Some people laughed again, but the laugh was now shaking, because his voice was not the voice of a poor man. It was the voice of a king. Then his small phone vibrated. He looked at it. He looked at the big door of the hall. Outside, far away, you could hear the sound of cars. Not one car, many cars. Big black cars moving together like a train. Daniel turned to Amara and whispered, "My real life is coming through that door in 3 minutes." Amara did not understand. She thought he meant his poor family. But what Daniel did not know was that while he was testing Amara's heart, somebody else in that same hall was testing his. Talk's live video had already left Lagos. It had reached the phone of Daniel's biggest enemy, a man who had been waiting 5 years for Daniel to show his face in public. And now that enemy was also driving fast to the wedding. "My people, listen well." The sound came first. Vroom, vroom, vroom. It was not the sound of one car. It was many big cars moving together. The ground shook small. The music in the hall stopped by itself. Everybody turned to the big door. The door opened wide. 5 big black SUVs parked outside. The doors opened at the same time. 10 tall men in black suits came out. They wore dark glasses. They walked fast like soldiers. The people inside the hall moved back. Phones went up again, but this time not to laugh, to record. The men walked straight to Daniel. They did not look left or right. The tallest man stopped in front of Daniel. He bowed his head small. "Good afternoon, sir," he said loud enough for the whole hall to hear. "Good afternoon, Chairman Daniel Adeyemi." Chairman. The word hit the hall like thunder. Uncle Emeka's mouth opened. The microphone fell from his hand. Bam! On the floor. Auntie Nkechi held her chest. "Chairman? Which chairman?" Talk's live video was still on. Her eyes became big. People watching her live started typing fast. "Daniel Adeyemi. The Daniel Adeyemi." The man in black continued. "Sir, your cars are outside. Your security team is ready. The board members are waiting on the call. Adeyemi Homes and Primap are ready for your speech." Amara turned and looked at Daniel. Her hand was still in his hand, but now her hand was cold. "Daniel? Chairman? Homes Primap?" The man in black turned to the crowd. He was angry at how they laughed. "Do you know who you laughed at?" he shouted. "This is Daniel Adeyemi. He owns Adeyemi Homes. He builds houses in Lekki, in Abuja, in Port Harcourt. Thousands of houses. He also owns Primap. That is the app your banks use to send money. He is not a poor man. He is one of the richest men in Nigeria." The hall became silent, complete silence. You could hear the fan blowing. Then the noise broke. Auntie Nkechi ran forward and knelt down. "My son, my fine son, I was only joking. Oh, it is the devil that made me laugh." Uncle Emeka picked up the mic from the floor. His voice was shaking now. "Daniel, my in-law, I have always known you are a great man. From the first day. I have land in Asaba. We can build estate together." Talk pushed her phone in Amara's face. "Amara, see, I told you. I told everybody you made the right choice. I always supported you, my bestie. The bridesmaids who covered their faces before now opened their arms. Our husband, our chairman. My people, see how fast people change. The same mouths that blew hot air now blew cold air. Daniel did not look at them. He only looked at Amara. He took the microphone. His voice was still soft. Yes, he said, my name is Daniel Ademi. I have money, I have cars, I have companies. But today I came on a bicycle. He pointed to the old bicycle near the door. I came on this bicycle because I was tired of fake love. I was tired of women who love my wallet, not my heart. My mother told me before she died, find a woman who will hold your hand when you have nothing. So I hid my money. I wore simple clothes. I rode a bicycle for 2 years. He looked at Amara. His eyes were full of pain and love. I met Amara when she had nothing, and she gave me everything. She gave me food when I was hungry. She prayed for me when I was sick. She never asked me for 1 naira. That is why I love her. He turned to the crowd. You laughed at my bicycle, but my bicycle brought me to my wife. Your cars have not brought you true love. Amara was crying. But these were not the same tears as before. Before she cried because of shame. Now she cried because her heart was confused and hurting. She pulled her hand from Daniel's hand, small, small. Daniel, she whispered, so only he could hear. You tested me. You watched me cry. You let my family shame me. You let me think you were poor. Was our love a test to you? Daniel's face broke. For the first time that day, the strong man looked scared. Amara, I did not lie about my love, he said. I only hid my money. My heart was always true. I am still the same man who picked your wigs from dirty water. He knelt down on one knee, right there in front of everybody. He brought out a small black box from his pocket. He opened it. Inside was a shining diamond ring, not the small silver ring from under the bridge, a real ring. Amara Okafor, he said, I asked you to marry me when I had nothing. I am asking you again now that you know everything. Will you still marry me? Not the chairman, me, Daniel. The whole hall held its breath. Even the men in black suits waited. Amara looked at the ring. She looked at the bicycle. She looked at Daniel's eyes. She saw the same kind man from Yaba. She wiped her tears with the back of her hand. Yes, she said, her voice shaking. I will marry you because I loved you before the big cars. I love you now. But don't ever hide from me again. Daniel stood up and hugged her tight. The hall shouted. But this time the clap was not true. It was the clap of fear and greed. Uncle Emeka was already on his phone. Hello, Emeka and Sons Limited. Print new business cards now. Talk was telling her live video. Guys, I am the chief bridesmaid to a billionaire. My people, this is the moral. People do not change because you change. They change because your money changes. True love stays the same. Amara and Daniel held each other. For one small minute, it felt like peace. Then, bam, the big door banged open again. It was not Daniel's men. These men wore police uniform. In front of them walked a tall man with a big belly, wearing dark glasses and a red cap. His face was hard like stone. He smiled, but it was not a good smile. Well, 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 he said loud. Daniel Adeyemi. The ghost finally comes out to play. After 5 years of hiding on a bicycle, you finally show your face on the internet. Daniel stepped in front of Amara fast to protect her. Chief Obina, Daniel said, his voice cold. Chief Obina laughed. Yes, your enemy. Thank you to the small girl's live video. Now the whole world knows where you are. And now I can finally finish what I started. He looked at Amara from head to toe. And you must be the bicycle bride, he said. But what Amara did not know, and what Daniel had prayed she would never find out, was that Chief Obina did not come to the wedding for money or for business. He came for blood revenge, and he believed the easiest way to break Daniel was not to fight Daniel, but to take the woman Daniel just rode a bicycle for. My people, I hear you. No more rewriting, we move forward. The clapping had not even finished when the back door opened. Everybody was still kneeling and begging Daniel for money, for land, for contracts. Nobody was watching the back. A tall man with a big belly walked in. He wore dark glasses inside the hall. He wore a red cap. Behind him were 4 policemen with guns. It was Chief Obina. He did not clap. He did not smile a good smile. He smiled like a snake. Well done, Chairman, he said loud. His voice cut the music like a knife. So the great Daniel Ademi finally comes out of his hole, riding bicycle up and down like a poor boy, hiding from me. Daniel stepped in front of Amara fast. Fast, fast. He put his body between her and Chief Obina. The men in black suits who came with Daniel moved too. They stood like a wall. Chief Obina laughed. Relax. I did not come to dance, I came to collect. Uncle Emeka, who was kneeling for land 1 minute ago, stood up and ran behind a chair. Auntie Nkechi, who said my son, covered her face again. Tok, who was doing live video, put her phone inside her bag and ran to the toilet. My people, see how fast fake love runs when trouble comes. Only Amara did not run. Her legs were shaking, but she stood beside Daniel. She held his hand tight. Chief Obina pointed at Daniel. You think you are smart? You stole my land in Lekki 5 years ago. You used your Paygo app to take my customers. I have been looking for you. Today, your small girlfriend put you on the internet. Now I have you. One policeman brought handcuffs. Oga, we have a paper to arrest him, he said. The hall gasped. Amara's heart beat like a drum. She looked at Daniel. This was not about bicycle again. This was not about laugh again. This was danger. Daniel did not shout. He did not shake. He looked Chief Obina in the eye. Chief, he said calmly, you did not come here for land. You came here because you are afraid. You are afraid because people will now see who is the thief. Chief Obina's face turned red. Shut up! Daniel brought out his small old phone, not the fine phone. The same small phone he used on the bicycle. For 5 years I was quiet, Daniel said. I was riding my bicycle, watching. My app records everything. Every money you stole from old people. Every lie you told. It is all here. He pressed one button. He put the phone on speaker. A voice came out. It was Chief Obina's own voice from 2 years ago. Move the money to my private account. Don't let Daniel know. The policemen looked at each other. They lowered their guns small. Chief Obina was now angry like fire. He pointed at Amara. Fine. If I cannot take you today, I will take what you love, he shouted. I will take this village girl. He moved fast to grab Amara's hand. Before he could touch her, Daniel pushed Amara behind him and stood tall. Touch my wife, and you will see what a poor man on a bicycle can do, Daniel said. His voice was still soft, but it was strong like iron. His security men stepped forward. The whole hall was quiet. Everybody was scared. Amara was crying now, but not hiding. She stepped from behind Daniel and stood next to him, shoulder to shoulder. Chief, she said, her voice shaking but clear, I did not know my husband was rich this morning. I married him when I thought he had only a bicycle. If you want to fight him, you will fight me too. My people, that is love. Not love for money, love for person. Chief Obina saw he could not win there. Too many cameras, too many people watching. He pointed his finger at Daniel. This is not over. Wedding day is not judgment day. I will see you on Monday in court, and I will see you in the dark. He turned and walked out. His policemen followed him. The big door banged shut behind them. When he left, the hall was empty. All the people who were kneeling for contracts had run away. Uncle Emeka was peeping from behind the curtain. Tok was still in the toilet. The only people left were Amara, Daniel, the pastor, and the men in black suits. Amara fell into a chair. Her white dress was now dirty at the bottom. Her fine makeup was mixed with tears. She looked at Daniel. Daniel, she said slowly, this morning I was ashamed because they laughed at your bicycle. Now I am scared because they want to kill you because of your money. Was it right for you to test me? Did your test bring this trouble to us? Daniel knelt down in front of her again. He took off his dark glasses. His eyes were full of pain. Amara, my test was for love, not for trouble. I wanted a wife who would stand when I had nothing. Today you stood when I had everything and when I had enemies. You did not run. That tells me my mother was right about you. He held both her hands. But I was wrong to hide for so long. I let you wear shame alone. Forgive me. From today, no more hiding. We will face everything together, the good and the bad. Amara wiped her tears. She nodded small. I will stay, she whispered. Not because you are chairman, because you are still the man who carried my bag in the rain. The pastor, who had been quiet for 1 hour, finally lifted his Bible. Shall we finish this wedding? He asked. Daniel and Amara stood up. They held hands. They were ready to say I do for the second time that day. Not in front of crowd, but in front of truth. But what Daniel and Amara did not know was that Chief Obina did not drive back to his big house. He drove straight out of Lagos. He drove all night to Imo State, to the small village where Amara's sick mother lived alone, because the bad man had learned that the fastest way to break a strong man is not to fight him, but to hurt the person his wife loves most. Perfect. Let's finish it. My people, the wedding dress was still white, but the night was now dark. Daniel's phone rang. It was his security man. Sir Chief Obina did not go home. His car is on the road to Imo State, to Amara's village. Amara's face turned cold. My mother, she whispered. She is sick. She is alone. Daniel did not waste 1 minute. He did not change his clothes. He did not wait for the big party. He held Amara's hand. We go now, he said. They left the big hall in Lagos, not in a Rolls Royce. They entered the same black SUV, Amara still in her wedding dress, Daniel still in his simple blue shirt. The old bicycle was put in the back of the car. They drove all night. Lagos to Imo is far. The road was dark. Amara prayed the whole way. Daniel held her hand and did not let go. By morning, they reached the village. The sun was rising. Goats were walking. Women were fetching water. Chief Obina's car was already parked near Mama's small house. Inside the house, Chief Obina was standing over Amara's mother. Mama was on a mat weak, coughing. Chief was shouting, "Your daughter married my enemy. Tell her to tell Daniel to give me back my land, or I will burn this house." Mama was shaking, but she was not afraid. She looked at him with strong eyes. "My daughter did not marry land," she said. "She married a good heart." Just then, the village women heard the noise. They came with sticks and pots. They stood out at the door. "Leave our sister," they shouted. Chief Obina laughed. "Move!" Then Daniel's voice came from behind. Calm, strong. "Touch her and you will never walk free again." Chief turned. Daniel and Amara stood at the door. Amara ran and knelt beside her mother, holding her. Daniel did not bring guns. He brought truth. He brought out a small speaker. He pressed play on his phone. Chief Obina's own voice filled the whole compound. The same recording from the wedding. His voice saying, "Move the money to my private account. Don't let anyone know." The villagers heard it. The women heard it. The two real policemen Daniel called from Owerri heard it. One policeman stepped forward. "Chief Obina, you are under arrest for stealing people's money." Chief's face changed. He tried to run, but the village youth blocked the road. He was taken away in handcuffs, shouting, but nobody listened. My people, money did not save Daniel that day. Truth did, and community did. Mama held Amara's face. She held Daniel's hand. "My daughter," she said, weak but smiling. "So this is the bicycle man?" Amara laughed through tears. "Yes, Mama." Mama touched Daniel's simple shirt. "A man who will drive all night in his wedding clothes for his wife's mother is richer than any man, with 10 cars. Keep him." They stayed in the village for 3 days. No gold chairs, no DJ, no bridesmaids with pink dresses. On the third evening, under the village Udara tree, the elders did a small traditional wedding. Amara wore a simple wrapper. Daniel wore a simple white top. The old bicycle was parked beside them, with fresh palm leaves tied to it. Daniel looked at Amara. "Amara," he said, "I tested you because I was scared of fake love. I was wrong to let you wear shame. Will you forgive me?" Amara held his hand. "I forgive you, because you also stood for me when danger came. Love is not a test. Love is stand together." They both turned to the people. Uncle Emeka and Auntie Nkechi had driven from Lagos to beg again. Talk came too with her phone off this time. Daniel did not shout at them. He said, "I forgive you. But remember this. Yesterday you laughed at my bicycle. Today you clap for my money. Tomorrow, learn to clap for a person's heart, not his pocket." He did not give them contracts. He gave them food. He gave them respect. That was enough. Later that night, Daniel took the old bicycle and cleaned it. Amara asked, "Why are you keeping it? You have big cars now." Daniel smiled. "Because this bicycle did not bring me shame. It brought me you. Anytime I see it, I will remember that true love does not need a fine car to arrive. Sometimes it comes on two old tires, making creak, creak, creak." My people, that is the end of the story. The people who laughed because the groom came on a bicycle are now the ones telling the story to their children. The moral is not just that Daniel was rich. The moral is this. 1. Do not judge a person by what he rides, what he wears, or what he has today. Judge him by how he treats you when you have nothing. 2. Do not test love with shame. If you must test, test with truth and kindness, because public shame can break a heart even if you have good reason. 3. True wealth is not in your bank app. It is in the hand that holds yours when trouble comes. So I ask you watching this, if love came to your door today on an old bicycle, sweating, with nothing but a good heart, would you laugh like the crowd in Lagos? Or would you stand like Amara?